Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded. I am your host, Eric. My main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. A little oopsie at the beginning there. I clicked the background instead of the actual music.
I mean, listen, everybody wanted to see our pretty faces bright and early before we start our show. So, I mean, hopefully in Northeast, again, a lot going on with weather, a lot of rain in the Northeast. Hopefully we don't lose power again. That would be ugly.
That would be terrible.
As well as everyone in Houston feel bad with the hurricane hitting and them not having power. So our thoughts are with you as well, and hopefully you get that restored soon.
Yeah, we have a ton of fans out there.
So a lot going on, lot to cover in the sports world. Again, we cover all of the weekly sports,
all of it,
top stories going on. But again, if you'd like to talk, join the chat. Let us know. We can definitely talk about anything other than religion and politics. We would love to have a conversation with you. So join the chat. Again, if you're listening to us on WDJY 99.1 FM every Saturday at 1 p.m., join us Friday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Love to have you join us. Appreciate the support out down there. Again, you can follow us on all our social media platforms. That tick will be running the entire show. You can help support our show as well. Patreon, a lot of cool stuff going right now. You could get some cups, some stickers, a lot of Sports Unfolded. Right? A lot going on in the Sports Unfolded world. So we're excited. Kenny, thank you for joining us.
We got pins coming.
Pins coming. Everything. Bring it. Bring it all. We want it all. Ron, we are going to talk a lot today about a lot of different things, but we're going to start off with our leadoff story. And that is the United States team basketball. They've selected Derek White to replace Kawhi Leonard on the team. Do you feel like this was a Jaylen Brown snub? So Jaylen Brown not exactly thrilled that he wasn't picked as a replacement. Your thoughts?
Well, this is all a mess. Okay. Well, first of all, now they released a picture and it doesn't have Derek White on there. Right. So there's a problem. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I still got Kawhi on there. So
right? Look, and that's a big problem too. Why is Kawhi Leonard, on the team, right? Why did they have him, go through the whole thing when the guy can't even stay healthy?
Agreed.
He shouldn't even have been on the team in the first place. I mean, and KD is the same thing. He's always injured. Why are you being there? Why
he's
are you
out
there?
Right now too? He's out right now.
Right, exactly. It's just
the
a
first
joke.
exhibition. I will say this. I like the pick of Derek White in this aspect. They need more role players. They have a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah.
I don't think Jaylen Brown
was.
I didn't think Jaylen Brown was a snub. I think realistically they looked at he's another alpha, and they had already enough alphas. They needed a guy they need a guy that's going to come in, play solid defense, not need to take 15 shots, not going to want require the ball in his hand. That's Derek White. It makes sense. If I'm anything, I'm more upset that the Boston Celtics have 3 of their crucial players in the Olympics, which is obviously going to, hurt them going into the regular season because now they're playing more basketball with Jason Tatum. You got Drew Holiday and now Derek White. I would have rather them go even a different direction than Derek White.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, this is it's always a problem when you're putting all these guys out there. And, everybody wants to be the star, right? Everybody wants to be that guy. And everybody supposedly wants to represent. I don't know if it's so much representing as being in the spotlight. They want to be everybody. They want to be the hero, is what it basically comes down to. You know, how many times has LeBron been on the
I
U.S.
think this was
Olympic?
his third.
Right. Why is he here? Why is he there? You know, give somebody else a chance. You know, I would have loved to seen some of these other guys around the league to participate that are up and comers.
And again, you got guys like Joel Embiid, who's injured, Kevin Durant injured, Kawhi Leonard now off the team. Like it just seemed like they didn't put this together well. Grant Hill's the guy that kind of puts this team together.
Yeah.
Kind of questioning some of those guys, like you said. You can't have all.
I mean, they're going to dominate, and yeah, that's all great. You know, they want to be the best of all the U.S. Olympic teams, right? That's what their goal is. Well, I hate to tell you, that's never going to surpass the first one.
Yeah, and again, I keep hearing that like, oh, this is the next best thing since the Dream Team.
Yeah.
I don't see it that way. I really don't. I love Steph. I think Steph's a great player. I love that he's playing in this. LeBron, obviously,
His
for
first
all
time,
he's
and
done,
I like that.
but I don't consider them better than that team.
No.
So you know, it's just curious. So this is, I guess, the biggest story coming out of this, though, as well. Did Jason Tatum possibly have some kind of influence on them not taking Jaylen Brown? He's kind of downplaying it, saying he hasn't talked to Brown. He wasn't asked. Again, I don't think he would. I think it would go through Steph in LeBron before Tatum. But you start to wonder.
It's going through LeBron. We all know this.
But why wouldn't LeBron want Jaylen Brown?
I'm just saying. LeBron James is the guy that if they include anybody, it's him.
But so that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't Jaylen Brown? If you had to question Derek White, Jaylen Brown, why?
Because he doesn't want to be overshadowed by anybody. Period. I'm sorry. The more I see what's going on with this Olympic team, the more I actually hope they lose. Seriously.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm not thrilled on who they picked. You know, I like that Curry's there. You know, I want first timers. You know, I want the younger players that are in the league to represent, and I want them to represent the right way. I don't want the moment I see LeBron flop is the moment I never watch it again. And you know he's going to do it. Like as they need to do it, he's going to do it because he's so conditioned in doing stuff like that. He can't even not do it anymore.
Yeah, listen. I agree with you. I don't love this team.
No,
I've loved some team like the Dream Team. I loved. I loved Larry, Charles, like even those guys, like Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. Like you go back and you think about it. This team to me, like Bam Adebayo, nice player. I don't love Bam. I don't like. Wow, that's not David Robinson and Patrick Ewing. You know what I mean? Anthony Davis. We know how we all feel about Anthony Davis. He's another guy that, again, often injured.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if they have like 6 guys or 7 guys by the end of this tournament left because they're all going to get hurt. And you know they're going to get hurt. It's just a matter of when they get hurt.
So it'll be interesting to see. I don't feel he was snubbed. I think ultimately, get back to the question. I think, to your point, this overshot. You got a Eastern Conference Final MVP, a Finals MVP. We're like, we don't want this guy on the team. He's already got his accolades this year. Right? Like Jaylen Brown can take over and dominate. That it could be right interesting when it comes to the fact that you may be right. Like he could have overshadowed LeBron. He could have been the best player on that team, or right next to Steph, right? And Tatum's more that's take a step back and let those guys do their thing. Jaylen Brown, I think, would be
prove that he can do, you know, during the championship run, and that is commendable in itself. You know, it just shows you that he's not a selfish player. and I can't say that for a lot of the guys on this team. Can't say that.
They don't play as
And
hard.
I don't really like the team. Like I said, I would have loved to see a lot of young players. And I'm frankly surprised that LeBron didn't pull strings and get Bronny on this team for some reason.
So don't miss Sports Unfolded. Check out our Olympic basketball team rankings.
Yes.
Kenny was.
I want France, though. I want
right?
France to beat the United States.
So a lot going on, right? Again, they played Canada, who is ranked number 2 on our list. Very good team. Defensively, I like this team. Offensively, not so much. Just there's not that, excitement around it. But I think it'll be interesting to see how this all turns out. To your point, come some injuries, and then are they going to regret it?
Yeah.
So, Ron, if you want to discuss, we have some voting going on right now for the Olympics, for the next inductee, and for our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. And those lovely gymnasts are. It's all you.
You want me to say the
I said next show, you're doing it, man.
All right. Olga Korbut, Larissa Ladinina, Svetlana Korkina, Shannon Miller, and Nadia Comaneci.
Currently, Slitvana
Korkina
is leading the voting. But again, get into the Sports Unfolded Sports poll page, cast your vote, get the next inductee on Facebook, and induct them into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Currently, 48 members, I believe, of the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, help us nominate the next 2. We will discuss our hockey nominees as well later on in the show. So check out Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook and cast your vote for who you'd like to be the next nominee for the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame.
Whoops, wrong one.
All right, let's talk some Patriots, my friend, and we've got gentleman coming on the screen right now, Matthew Judon. A lot of talk about him wanting a new deal with New England. Should the team look to move on right now from Matthew Judon?
This is a tough one because if you take him away, they're going to have no pass rush. And
Josh Uche.
Like I said, they're not going to have any pass rush, and then you might as well just chalk up one win for the season.
But this
and
is
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
Who that win would be.
Think about what you're saying, though, right? We want this team to lose. Realistically, the best move for the New England Patriots right now would be to try to trade Matthew Judon. He still holds some value because he's a pass rushing. You're crazy, Kenny. I would tell you right now that if you look at it, we want this team to have another top 3 pick. Matthew Judon hurts those chances if healthy. I would also say I wouldn't want to invest money in a guy that is coming off an injury. I mean, you could barely lift your arm. He had his torn pectoral muscle. Like, who knows what kind of player he's going to be coming back. I think the Pats, if they're really trying to rebuild, this is a great opportunity for them to move on from this player, get some value because he's probably going to get you a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Defensive ends are, high market, a lot of value. Let's get what we can for him now. You sign him to a deal. You can't move him after that.
Well, I mean, you could.
Depending on the money, though. And again, if he's not productive at that point, you're still looking at a guy that...
Look, I mean, this is a tough one. This is that double-edged sword, right? Yeah, it's a nice play. He's a nice player, okay? And he's so effective when he's in the lineup. When he's in there on the field, he's very effective, and it causes problems for the opponent's offense, right? And this is why they kept, being able to win some games is because of him, really. It wasn't that the defensive backs and were above and beyond what they were. It was because of the pass rush by Judon, causing a lot of that chaos. So I get you can get something for him. I mean, I guess it would just depend on what the team is offering, and who you're going to be able to replace him with.
You don't trade him for a second, third, or a third round pick.
I would trade him for a second. If you can get a second for him, I don't know if I'd do it for a third. A third pick,
third round pick still should be pretty good. Again, 3 seasons with the Patriots. You're not going to
get somebody like him in the third round.
3 seasons with the New England Patriots, 167 tackles, 103 quarterback hits, 1 safety, 34.5 sacks, 77 forced fumbles, 76 games.
I mean, you're talking 11, 12 sacks a season.
And you think about last season, only played in 4 games.
Right.
I'm not saying that he's not a great player. Realistically, like, he's an impact player.
Yeah, he is. That's why I'm saying.
But I also don't want to. I also, looking at it at 31, I don't want to give him a 3-4 year contract. What's he going to be at 35?
Well, this is what I'm saying. So if you can get a second rounder for him, I'd do it. Third rounder, I would probably see if he'll sign a 2-year deal, and then.
But the kicker in this thing, and this is where I say sometimes these players, they reworked his deal. They reworked his deal, not that kind of kicker. Spotty pants. All right. But they reworked his deal to give a lot of his money up front. Last year, I think he made $14 million last year.
Yeah.
So he got paid.
Yeah.
And now here he is again, looking to get paid again. And it's like, wait a minute. You were coming off a season where you played 4 games and an injury. I don't know how much of a demand you can put on a team to say, I want to rework my contract when I don't even know what kind of player you are again now. I need to see it.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, if I'm the Patriots, I don't give him a contract right now. I say, hey, let's see how you do in training camp and the first couple of games, and then we'll make good if you're, like you were.
A lot of hugs, though. I'll get a lot of hugs. Can he hug, though? Maybe the pecs. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if any of these players are going to give too many hugs.
The kicker is to Ron. Here I go with kicker again. But know the kicker in this, they signed all these guys that aren't that good.
I know.
And I'm not saying you should sign Matthew Judon, but some of the guys you signed, I wouldn't have signed. And then this guy, at least you'd be like, I could kind of see why you may want to do it.
Right.
And this is the guy that kind of, playing hardball now and saying, I don't know.
Right. Like this is your star on your defense, believe it or not. This is your star. Okay, there's a lot of good pieces on the defense. I do like a lot of the defensive pieces. Despise the offense, but love a lot of the stuff they have on defense. And I mean, look, we don't know what this team is going to be. I mean, we really don't know, and that is the hardest part to dictate with this. So. I mean, can they win? Is Drake May going to be the guy that is going to be able to lead this team to playoffs and blah, 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 the whole bit? Maybe not this year, but, we don't know really how this team is going to respond. Yeah, we don't know if they're going to be terrible, a train wreck. We don't know if they're going to be competitive. We have no idea because we don't have that confidence in Gerard Mayo right now because
we don't know what he is. We haven't seen it.
We don't know. So it is really difficult to gauge whether or not they should sign Matthew Judon.
And this is what I'm saying. It benefits the team not to. It does, because then realistically, you said it before. Let's have a losing season, understanding that you're losing your best defensive player. You're going to probably start a rookie quarterback at some point. Now, hey, you're in the top 5 again, if not the number 1 pick.
So they got to know, they have to know what they want in the draft next season. That's the only way you can figure this out. If you trade him, you have to have a specific target in mind. That's what they need to do. If if you trade him away, you have to know who you want to pick.
But think about the options at that point. Let's say you're a top 5 pick, defensive end, now to replace Judon, right? A younger guy that's less money. Yeah, maybe you're able to build up a top wide receiver, top offensive lineman. There's still a lot of holes on this team where this would benefit them not to resign. That's my
holes
opinion.
In 11 positions on offense.
Wow, dude, come on. Come on, Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, and they're loaded.
At least you can say they're only 11 players away, right?
Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, they're loaded. Come on. Let's
an interesting topic because and we're not going to know until week 1.
Yeah, I don't think anything gets done until Let's talk about the former head coach of the New England Patriots. That's Bill Belichick. So he is now joining inside the NFL crew as well this season. Do you think his coaching days are over? Do you think this is a sign that he's done?
No. He's probably got it worked out in his contract that if he gets a call for a head coaching job, he gets out of the contract. And I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen because you know damn well every team, every team is literally everyone but the Patriots are looking at this. Okay, if we fail at the beginning of the season, we're calling Bill. Because Bill can step right in and make a difference on a team that is just awful. And you know there's going to be one team that does it. And I think we have a couple of ideas on which teams they are. You know, I guarantee at some point during the season, he gets the call.
I will say this. Look, a lot of room is Dallas still, right? How that turns out. But I will say, Ron, he's going to be on the Manning cast as well. He's going to be on Inside the NFL.
Yep.
And think about this past season. What was the biggest deterrent for teams not to hire Bill Belichick?
Robert Kraft.
Do you believe? I don't know if I believe. I think it was his age.
So.
I don't think teams look at it and say Bill's going to be around for 5 years as a coach. I'm not saying as a person. He will be around hopefully for 5 more years. I will say, though, as a coach, is this like a 2-3 year thing? And a lot of teams aren't going to invest in that kind unless they feel so secure that they're going to the big dance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, you've got some teams out there that have some talent. And if they struggle at the beginning, you know, like take Buffalo, for instance. There was a little bit of talk about replacing their head coach. You know, that's a team that has underachieved. They should have been able to get into the Super Bowl at least once, and they haven't done it. And you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now who plays big games despite his team failing or dropping the ball. You know, and tell me that wouldn't be a perfect place for Bill Belichick to land. And then having to go up
against
Josh
Allen. What's Josh Allen? 28, 29? He's somewhere in there, right? He's not 30 yet.
No.
I'm going to bring Bill Belichick in for what, 2 years? And then redo it again? Like, I don't know. See, that's what I think the problem is. I don't think teams think he's not going to be around like he was in New England. That's obvious.
Yes, but if you have a window, like however many years are left on Josh Allen's contract, if you have that bit of a window, 2-3 years, wouldn't it be worth bringing a guy in that can get the most out of players?
I see what you're saying. I don't think teams look at it that way. I think they think Josh Allen's going to be around for 10 years. Bill Belichick wouldn't.
No, but
so I don't want to invest.
What he can instill into the team is how to win.
And here's a guy who said he would never get into TV. Now he's doing all the TV stuff
because he's auditioning for a job.
Because the roast, which you would never see.
How smart he is.
Think about the roast, like Bill Belichick doing a roast like that. Like there was so many different things that he's not himself anymore. He's dating a 24-year-old girl. He's like,
yeah, congratulations,
right? And he's out there with the on the bike and the restaurants. Like Bill Belichick, we knew in New England wouldn't do any of this. So I don't know if a team's looking at it and saying, wow, look at this guy now. Like, he's got his good life. He's on TV. He's got a 24-year-old girlfriend. He's not going to be committed to football.
I think there'll be a team or two that will definitely take a chance. If you get a team that is supposed to be a contender and they jump out to 0-2, they're gonna call.
But again, you don't change in the NFL. It's not that easy. It's not that quick. He can't make an impact if the season's already started, because he's going to teach from the beginning of the season and do all this stuff. I don't think so. Not Bill Belichick. He's going to want to design things.
Coaches, I think it can make an impact.
You think about his schemes.
Suppose, I don't know, anybody, any team, like name a team that's out there, like Dallas or something. Okay. If they start out 0-2.
Yep.
You don't think he's going to make an impact on that team?
Absolutely not.
How?
Because he's going to come in week 3. What's he going to implement his system in 1 week and everything's going to work out? I don't see how that works. He's going to want to implement a system and start in training camp and teach Micah Parsons how to be Lawrence Taylor. He can't do that in week 3.
I think he's good enough coach that he can do that. I think he can. I think
he couldn't do it in New England the last 2 years. And he had time in New England. He couldn't do it in the last 2 years.
He wants a fresh start, like everybody else.
He's got a pretty good fresh start with his girlfriend.
Like a rookie again.
24 years old. I mean,
look, this is a man that has something to prove.
No golf this week, James. Raining. Yep, that's New England for you, buddy. New England is all over the place.
If you look at it, he wants to prove that he can win without Tommy. He does want to still prove that. I don't care what anybody says. He wants to prove that.
Think about what he's doing now, though. Where's Tom Brady?
Doing all kinds of stuff.
In the booth on TV. Where's Bill Belichick now? On TV. He's going to try to prove that he could be better at that than Tom Brady. Like he
knows that a call is coming. I'm telling you.
Here's a guy that wasn't going to go to TV.
Week 2. You're gonna find somebody.
I think you're absolutely. There's no way.
Jets go 0-2. You don't think they're gonna call?
And what's he gonna do? Change the whole? How's he gonna change it?
I'm just saying. He will call. They will call, and he's gonna answer the phone.
Everything Robert Saleh taught you guys, forget. I'm gonna show you everything in the next 5 days, and we're gonna be contenders. It doesn't work that way.
We'll see.
It doesn't work that way.
I think it will.
LOL, but Bill coaching them boys next year. Look at James already auditioning for Bill Belichick to be the Cowboys coach. Come on. Now all of a sudden, now he wants Bill Belichick.
Why do I not have that?
It's on there.
I don't see it.
Yeah, he just chimed in.
It's literally not on here. Yeah, so that's not.
I just read it to you. Both of them in the booth, LOL. But Bill will be coaching them boys next year.
The last one I see is no golf this week.
Yeah, he just sent it. So I will say this. I don't think it happens. You seem to think it does. James obviously thinks it does. I think he's done. I think he's living his good life now. Got his nice
He's feeling young and sprite because of his girlfriend.
So, yeah, I want to see his girlfriend convince him to coach for the next 26 years again. Yeah, I hear you. I'm not saying they kept McCarthy and it should. If it was going to happen, it would have happened this past off season. That made sense to me.
Dallas starts 0-2. He's fired.
He gets fired. Bill Belichick's not coming in. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to work.
Makes sense to me. Look for the Jets. Look for Dallas. Look for Buffalo. If they get off to a bad start, boom, there you go.
And then Bill Belichick comes in, takes them 5-6 weeks to get them going in his direction. They're already probably out of the playoffs.
No, I don't know.
And you got more faith in him than I do.
If you start off 0-2, you're probably out of the playoffs anyway.
So, I mean, okay. All right, my friend. Let's move on to some starting five.
Oh, we are going to hate each other after this one.
Oh, yeah, I already know we're not going to have the same list. So tonight's starting five All-Star game this week coming up, right? Already? We are going to rank 1996 Major League All-Star starters. So they had to be starters on that team. We're going to give you our starting 5. I will say this, some great names out there. Some great
Sure.
names. Ron is already going to, I already know where you're going to go. So you are first, Ron. So if you want to start with your honorable mentions.
Okay, I'm going to let you know right off the top. My list only consists of Hall of Famers that have won championships.
Okay. So no honorable mentions?
So, no, I have 3.
Go ahead.
I have at the bottom of my list, number 8, Barry Larkin. Great red shortstop, right?
Honorable mention for me as well.
Honorable mention. At the number 2 spot of the honorable mentions is John Smoltz. Did not make my list.
I had John Smoltz on my honorable mention.
As much as I love this player, didn't make it.
Agreed. I had him on mine as well.
And then the number 1 honorable mention, which was very, very close. It was a toss-up between this guy and number 5. And I have Roberto Alomar. Did not make my list.
All right. Maybe we have something different there. All right. I also had on my honorable mentions Craig Biggio. I thought Biggio, 3,000 hits, 7-time All-Star. Chipper Jones, batted .303, lifetime, one-time MVP. And then Mike Piazza for a catch at a bat, .308 and 12-time All-Star. Honorable mention, but did not make my list. So we start off, Ron. You guys have done a top 5 athlete from Rhode Island. Ooh.
Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Top 5 from Georgia.
I'd like to do the Georgia one to honor our radio broadcast.
Oh, we could do that next week. We could look at that.
Let's do that next week.
Top 5 Georgia. Okay. Let's see what we could do. What do you mean by no? Is that talking? All right. Is that like college? Is that what we're talking? Like
top 5 Georgians.
Okay. Oof, gosh. All right. We'll see what we can find.
Just overall.
Have to be from Georgia. In Georgia. Played in Georgia or from Georgia?
From Georgia.
From Georgia. All right. We'll see what we can do.
Georgia.
All right, my friend. You're number 5.
I have to wait for that. Number 5. I love this player. One of my favorites all time. Fred McGriff. This guy, he's just a wonderful player, right? I mean, when you look at his numbers, 493 home runs, most on this list. Most on the list. He hit 284, 1,300 runs, 1,500 RBI. I mean, 5 All-Stars, 1 World Series, 3 Silver Sluggers. He got overlooked by so many players in that era, but when you really think about it, he shouldn't have.
Sure.
Shouldn't have.
Okay.
Like Palmeiro.
Sure guy.
He deserves to be there. He has a championship, and that's
all right. I went at number 5, Roberto Alomar.
Those 2 were so close to me. I love both those players.
Batted 300 lifetime, 2,724 hits, 210 home runs, 1,508 runs, 1,134 RBIs, 474 stolen bases. You don't think about him as a speedster, but he was.
Oh, wow.
12-time All-Star.
Speedster.
10-time Gold Glove, Ron. 10-time
Yeah.
Gold Glove, 4-time Silver Slugger, and a 2-time champ. Number 5, Roberto Alomar for me.
Yeah, it was a very hard decision for me to put one of those in that number 5 spot. That was very difficult. That was probably the most difficult out of all of the positions.
So James chimed in with athletes like top 5, period. So I think he just means Georgia. As long as they played in Georgia or from Georgia, either way.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult.
It is. It is. I think we stick to maybe we just do college Georgia, maybe Georgia college.
College?
They don't have teams, Georgia. What else they got? Atlanta?
What are you talking about?
Atlanta Hawks.
They
Atlanta
can
Falcons.
be from Georgia and play somewhere in the NFL.
That's going to be tough.
They have Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta
That's what I'm
Braves.
saying. We do Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Hawks. We could do college. We do anything that, as long as they've
Well,
played
yeah,
in
you can
Georgia.
include college players as
So
well.
as long as they played in Georgia, not
No, as
from
long as
Georgia.
they're from Georgia.
You're off. You're right. You know how hard that's going to be. Okay. Anyway, number 4.
It's not any harder than what we've been doing.
Number 4, Ron.
James doesn't agree with Fred McGriff. Look at
Roberto
his numbers, James.
Roberto Alomar batted 284 lifetime. That one I didn't like too much.
For a slug, he has 493 home runs.
5 All-Stars, 3 Silver Sluggers, 1 championship. Not overwhelming. That's not Roberto Alomar numbers. 10 Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
10. 4 Silver Sluggers.
I'll take Freddie.
Okay.
I'll take Freddie.
Number 4.
Number 4 is who do I have? Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge, the second Pudge. And I would still put him, maybe I'd put him ahead of Carlton Fisk. I don't know. I have to look at it, the numbers compared. Ivan Rodriguez, 296 average for a catcher, which is fantastic. 311 home runs, 2,800 plus hits, 1,300 runs, 1,300 RBIs. The guy had 127 stolen bases. That's pretty good for a catcher.
Yeah.
14 All-Stars, 7 Silver Sluggers, a World Series, 1 MVP, 13 Gold Gloves. I mean, you're not going to get a better catcher. And how he handles the pitchers, you can't even put that in a number, right?
I agree.
And he's also won the NLCS MVP.
Yeah. No. Good
I think he's
number 4
a great player. He's a great player.
I agree. Listen, very good. I had at 4, Ron, and I struggled with this one. I kept wanting to flip-flop him other places. I didn't like his batting average. So I put him a little lower than he probably should be. Cal Ripken. I didn't like the 276 batting average. Granted, 3,184 hits, 431 home runs, 1,647 runs, 1,695 RBIs, 19-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, 2-time Gold Glove, 8 Silver Sluggers, 2-time Major League Baseball Player of the Year. He won Rookie of the Year and he one-time champion. But I didn't like the batting average. The batting average to me was a little too low.
That is way better than anybody today, pretty much.
I'm not judging from today. I'm judging these players.
I know.
He was one of the lowest ones on the list. 276. So I put him at 4. Cal Ripken Jr.
Okay. All right.
Number 3,
I have Chipper Jones. What a great player he really was. You don't really realize how good he was until you start looking at his numbers. Okay. He was second on this list with home runs at 468 behind McGriff. 303 batting average, second to Wade Boggs. 1,619 runs, second to Cal Ripken. 1,623 RBIs, second to Cal Ripken. He also had 8 All-Stars, 2 Silver Sluggers, an MVP, a World Series, and a batting title. And to go along with those 2,700 hits. That's the quietest hitter that has that many home runs that I've ever seen. I swear to God. Like, you don't expect those numbers.
Yeah, very good player. Very good player. I went 3. I went Ivan Rodriguez, and I agree with that. You said his numbers. I love the 13 Gold Gloves. I thought he was one of the best defensive catchers of all time.
I think he is probably the best.
You know, he's definitely in the top 3.
With a pitcher as well.
Right. So I love that. He did get the championship. Was an MVP as a catcher, right? You don't see that too often anymore.
Yeah.
So that was pretty impressive. 14 All-Stars. So Ivan Rodriguez for me was 3.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly understandable. Number 2, I have Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs with 3,010 hits. Just as a side note, his WAR, and I know I don't generally go over that category, but his WAR was 91.4. That is very significant in what you have as a backup.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a guy that has 1,500 runs and 1,000 RBIs and 118 home runs. If he wanted to be a home run hitter, he would have hit 500 home runs. I really, truly believe this, but he wanted to get on base to do some damage, right? He had 12 All-Stars, 8 Silver Sluggers. He won a World Series, not where he should have, but he won a World Series.
Yes, he did.
2 Gold Gloves and a 5-time batting champion. Look, I remember that it was Wade Boggs and Tony Gwynn. Those were the hitters. Those were the guys that will always get on base, and they could have both really done anything that they wanted.
I saw some weird thing on that you said Tony Gwynn, and I don't remember the exact number, but it's something like if he went hitless, if he came back and went hitless, like 3,000 at bats, he'd still bat over 300 for his career. Tony Gwynn, like,
yeah,
it was
it's
just
crazy,
ridiculous.
isn't it?
But I had Boggs at 2 as well. Pure hitter, man. That guy was just, 328. Is not an easy accomplishment. And you think about it, to your point, him and Gwynn were always battling for the batting title. So the fact he won 5, pretty impressive. 8 Silver Sluggers, did have the championship, 12-time Gold Glove, 12-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove. I liked Boggs. I really did. Like when we talked about you like Jeter, I always liked Boggs. I just thought he was a pure hitter. I loved.
Oh my God, he abused the Green Monster. He abused it. And he could pull the ball, he could slap it wherever the players weren't. That's where he put the ball.
No, he was great hitter. So I agree with you there. I know we're not going to have number one the same.
No.
Go ahead with your number one.
No, and I know you're going to have.
Yep. Absolutely. I want you to dispute these numbers. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not going to dispute the numbers.
Go ahead.
But the guy was a juicer.
Sure.
Sorry.
Okay.
And I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to tell me he wasn't. All right. Cal Ripken Jr., I have at number 1. Look, when it came to all the numbers, I mean, he led in 7 categories or 6 categories. And 3,184 hits, most on my list out of all the Hall of Famer World Series champions. He had 431 home runs, hit 276, and I know that's lower than most of these guys on here, if not all of them on my list.
Every single guy on there batted better.
Yes,
even
and
the guys
that
didn't
but
make
276 is not a batting average you can scoff at when it comes to hitting 431 home runs.
The only guy that hit less that was a starter and the All-Star,
1,647.
273. But go ahead.
Yeah, 1,647 runs, best on my list. 1,695 RBIs, best on my list. 19 All-Star games, 8 Silver Sluggers, 2 MVPs, legitimate MVPs.
2.
Legitimate MVPs.
Sure.
1 World Series, 2 Gold Gloves, and he was my number 1. And I'll tell you, I do not have anybody on my list that were either speculated to be juicers or proven to be juicers.
Okay.
No,
I'm going. Barry Bonds should be number 1.
No,
298 batting average. The only knock on Barry Bonds, he didn't hit 3,000.
The only knock is how
29, 35. They all did it. 762
These guys
home
didn't
runs.
do
Why
it.
is his record still in the books, Ron?
Because baseball doesn't want that not to be on the books.
Okay. It's 2,227 runs, Ron.
Yeah.
1,996. Barry Bonds. Thank you, James.
Yeah.
RBIs.
Well, he doesn't mind juicers.
514 stolen bases. A 14-time All-Star. Ron, why would they give him 7 MVPs? 7.
Yeah. You're right. Why would they?
12 Silver Sluggers, 8 Gold Gloves, 3-time Major League Baseball Player of the Year, and a 2-time batting title. You cannot tell me.
Yes, you can.
that he is not the best player by far that
No.
played in 1996 All-Star.
I'm not including, and he didn't win a championship either. So what good is it? All that juicing, and none of those juicers that are on that All-Star team had championships. None of them. Albert Bell, Barry Bonds, Biggio. I don't care what they say. I think Biggio was a steroid guy.
How did Cal Ripken go and play in so many games? You don't think he did stuff?
He's not known to have any connections.
I'm just saying.
None. That's why these guys are on my list.
Just saying, dude. There is no way that you could sit back and say that he's a juicer if he was never suspended.
Oh, come on. You've seen his pictures. When he was in Pittsburgh, that's the only stats you should be able to count. When he was in Pittsburgh, as soon as he goes to San Francisco, his head ballooned like 5 sizes.
Jason Tatum juicing? Because Jason Tatum, if you look at him 6 years ago, he does not look like he does today.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's my point, dude. We don't know. We don't. And again, if you're telling me this, if you're telling me
educated response to those players,
they all drinking.
Like, I don't respect Manny Ramirez. I don't respect him. A-Rod, none of them.
Wishy-washy. That's what James says. Wishy-washy, the debate. It's wishy-washy.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I have my guys that...
You cannot tell me your guys didn't, and I can't tell you that Barry Bonds did. That's my point. Like, you're legitimately...
he did.
I don't know. I didn't give it to him.
Come on, Eric. I mean, come on. When are you going to stop fooling yourself?
Because that's my point. Then you can't tell me that the other guys didn't.
Sure you can.
How?
Because of the numbers.
There's nobody else that is going to beat Cal Ripken's records. Why? Because the guy probably did something to make sure he could play every single game. You can't tell me he didn't.
Oh, come on.
I respect Cal Ripken. I think he's a great player. But again,
no. That's just. I mean, this is just you because you don't care if they're doing the steroids or not. That's all it is.
Because there's no proof that anybody did or didn't.
It's actually destroyed the history of the game.
A-Rod did it.
Players like Clemens, players like Bonds, players like McGuire and Sosa, they ruined the sport. They ruined it. And all of these stats from then on don't mean anything.
Thank you, James. And what the juice made him a better gold glove is 8 gold gloves.
Yeah, it does make him because they don't age as fast. Come on,
here we go.
You know what the steroids do? They recover from injuries faster. They get
Cal
stronger.
Ripken played in how many games straight?
What?
How many games did Cal Ripken play straight?
How many times he came out of the games?
Towards the end of his career.
Yes, because he couldn't move. That's why they moved him to third base.
Couldn't juice anymore.
Oh God.
It's okay. It's okay. Barry Bonds, number 1. Good call. Let's talk some NBA. And we've got Cade Cunningham, Ron, signing a big deal. 5 years, 200.
Oh, look, he's muted. Oh, that's terrible.
You just hate that I'm right. I got you, buddy.
No, you're not right. You're not right.
I again, prove to me Cal Ripken didn't. That's all I'm asking you.
Because doesn't have any connections to anything. Nothing. No connections.
Okay. Cade Cunningham signs a 5-year, $224 million deal.
It's funny, though, how San Francisco, you get all those players that do it. The Yankees had a lot of players that do it. Oakland had a lot of players that did it. Just saying. It's certain cities.
So, okay, let me ask you this question then. David Ortiz didn't because he was rumored to.
He might have, yeah. But
that's my point. But that's my point. So you don't include David Ortiz in any Red Sox history, memory because he juiced.
I don't give him credit when it comes down to getting players.
Give me a break. You're not. I love this show. Thank you, Kenny. You're full of it. You're full of it right now because you're being selective. You don't like Barry Bonds. It's okay. I get it. But there
No,
were Red
I
Sox
don't like
players.
the steroids.
Okay, so
I
David
don't like the
Ortiz has
steroid
got to be a
players.
guy on your list because he was on the report.
Who?
David Ortiz.
Hey, is he on the list?
He wasn't on the All-Star game.
I know, but when
So
you
I don't. I'm
include
just
those
saying. You
lists,
told me how
have I
great
put
David
him on
Ortiz
there?
was. David Ortiz, one of the best Red Sox of all time. You told me that. You've said
One
it.
of the clutch players of all time.
That
That's what I
juice, so
said.
that can't count.
When it comes to players, when we're
Go
putting
ahead.
them in order of how good they are,
Yeah.
that's when it'll matter.
So David
And
Ortiz
you'll
clutch
see.
because he could get the big hit even if he juiced. So
That
Barry
is not
Bonds
what I'm
hit
saying, Eric.
762
Stop twisting the
home runs.
freaking words. Don't be an ass.
762 home runs.
You're an
I mean, he
ass.
juiced. Thank you. NBA, my friend. Cade Cunningham signed a 5-year, $224 million deal. Do you like this deal? Is it a good deal for the
It
Pistons?
doesn't matter because no matter what I say, you're going to contradict everything that you say and make it into something else.
I feel like
Because
I won
this is
this
what
one
you
tonight,
do.
buddy. It's okay.
what you
We're
do.
good. We are on fire tonight. I love it. You know what, Kenny? You love this show. I love this show. I love this show. Sports Unfolded. We bring it all to you. Let us know if you're live on the chat. What you think? Barry Bonds, should he be included? Let's look at Cade Cunningham, my friend, because Cade Cunningham, you know what? I kind of like this deal. It's getting heated.
Of course you do, because you think players are worth this much.
Listen, he's increased his average all three seasons. He's improved his shooting. Right? I think he's proven that he can play. Listen, this is the value right now in the NBA with these contracts, the TV deals. It's not a bad deal. It isn't. Yeah, the kid's proven that he can be a legitimate player in this league.
Yeah,
he
he'll go nowhere in Detroit.
Yeah, well, that part of it, I agree with you. Absolutely, right? It's going to be tough. They did try to sign some guys, Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., but I think, again,
they
those
all
guys
suck.
they're not going to really contribute. I like the move. I would question this, though. Bernie Bickerstaff, I like him as a coach. I still don't like what they did to Monty Williams, but I think Bickerstaff can get even more out of the Pistons than what we saw.
Probably not. They're still going to be in last place in the conference. I mean, they're not good. I mean, it's
so
simple.
they paid their best player.
Yeah, they paid their best player because they have no one else. They have nobody.
So can you build a team around Cade Cunningham? I guess would be the biggest question.
I mean, most teams could. Detroit can't.
Christmas card loss, my friend. You got one.
You
got one tonight.
Look, Detroit is Detroit. I mean, it's a crap organization. We'll just say that.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't like what they did with Monty Williams. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Again, shouldn't have been hired if you weren't going to commit to him for several years. But you know what? I think this kid is proving that he's going to take it seriously. Came back from his injury and has definitely made sure that he's improved. He's improved. He's gotten better. I think he's going to be a fun young talent in this league. I think he can honestly be something they could build around. Do I ever think championship
representative at the All-Star games?
Listen, he could probably get him into the playoffs at some point.
No, he can't.
A play. Why not?
No,
you don't think this kid could average 25 to 30 points a game?
Yeah, and then they'll score like 70 a game. You know, it's like, look, this is a terrible team. It's a terrible organization. I mean, really, like, what have they done since? I don't know. When was the last time they were good?
They won they beat the Lakers that year when they had Shaq, Malone, Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
That was Chauncey
and it was
Billups.
all Ben, right?
Chauncey Billups, big Ben Wallace. Yeah, they had Rasheed Wallace. They had a good team. Man.
Yeah, that was the last team that
was that 04?
Even remotely good.
04 maybe.
That's what I'm saying. This has been a terrible organization.
Yeah, no, it's been a rocky road. I agree with you there. So you get some ice cream references and OJ today. So we maybe we could become a cooking show, Ron.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we become a cooking show. But let's talk some Major League Baseball. So the Philadelphia Phillies.
Guess you'll use a lot of salt in it because you need those enhancers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. I'm a big seasoning guy. I made a nice pork roast tenderloin the other. Oh, it's beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I will ask you this, Ron. Are the Philadelphia Phillies the team to beat? They are the first team to get to 60 wins, cooking live with Eric and Ron. I can't wait. Tajon Prince as well, Kenny. Yes, on that Detroit Piston team. They just swept the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Right? And we thought we all picked LA. This team is very quietly just doing everything well.
And they did it without key guys.
Right? Hopper kind of not back yet 100%. Schwarber, I think, is finally back. The thing that blew my mind, Ron, they are leading the league in ERA, 3.24. They got the best pitching staff.
Yeah.
Chef
That's why I think they could win it.
James is we got something brewing here, Ron. Chef's unfolded. I like it. Get a little Pillsbury thing going. Can we say Pillsbury? They don't sponsor us either. Oh boy. Right. So if you think about it, we look at the Phillies, we're like, wait, best ERA, second in quality starts. So 52 quality starts. So I looked that up because I was like, what exactly is a quality start? 6 innings, less than 3 earned runs by your pitchers. How many pitchers go 6 innings to begin with? So they've got their starters going deep into games, not giving up earned runs, third in strikeouts, 841 strikeouts as a team. They're getting the pitching, and then ultimately the hitting is coming along. Third in the Major League Baseball in ERA at 2.60.
Yeah, they're probably going to win the World Series.
Right? Isn't it crazy, though? You think about, we thought the Dodgers, like a lock, right? All the talent they got just got swept by the Philadelphia Phillies, not without a healthy Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber coming back from injury. They're getting it from everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with this team. I mean, I really didn't believe
Aaron Nola, what a great pitcher he is. I think in about 5 years, we're going to be looking at him being one of the best pitchers of this generation.
Agreed. Yeah, no, absolutely. Right.
I think he's going to surpass anything that Scherzer or Verlander have done.
And I will say this too. This is where Bryce Harper, when he was with the Nationals, kind of like we were like, is this kid for real? Went to Philly, couple of injuries, but you could see the impact he's made since joining Philadelphia. Like he is the
absolutely.
guy. And
absolutely.
He's a guy that honestly, if Major League Baseball is smart, like Mike Trout was supposedly going to be, Bryce Harper would be a guy that I would be marketing if I'm Major League Baseball. He's fun. Yeah. He's got a little bit of attitude to him.
He reminds me of those old timer dirt dogs. You know, like he
Pete
gets
Rose.
down. Oh, he's just hustles. He does everything. You know, he puts it all out on the field.
And think about it, right? He had the Tommy John. He's still hitting. Like he could have very easily. He's like, I'll hit. I just can't. He couldn't throw in the outfit. Like,
right.
I love him. I think this guy. Honestly, Major League Baseball,
Philadelphia gave a whole new respect.
I would definitely, if I was Major League Baseball, say that he's your face of the game right now. He is the guy. And that team being the first to 60 wins, sweeping the Dodgers, Major League Baseball has a great opportunity right now to market this guy.
Yeah.
And if they're smart.
Major League Baseball is just missing the boat on marketing.
Yeah.
Like you don't see commercials or anything.
Shohei Ohtani. Like I don't.
Look, it's like you have about 6 or 7 players in baseball that they should be marketing. He's one of them. Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Rafael Devers,
Aaron Judge.
and Aaron Judge. Like, where are their commercials promoting baseball? Where are they?
Exactly. I think that's why the sport is where it is today. You see the NFL everywhere. You see the NBA everywhere.
Yeah.
right? A lot of guys don't
You see
like
the commercials throughout the week. Oh, this Sunday we have, Aaron Rodgers going up against Patrick Mahomes, and then they show them in the commercials, right?
Yeah.
And where is those classic commercials where you show Aaron Judge facing off against Rafael Devers for Boston, New York? Where is that? Never. You don't see it. And they're
doesn't
missing the
exist
boat.
anymore. It doesn't
Missing the
exist.
boat. And they're going to be sorry they did
Right.
it because baseball continues to drop.
Yeah, agreed. And then you got a team like this that is just some dirt dogs, right? And you got a
love
great
it.
opportunity.
Schwarber,
Use that.
It's like
They're not the Flash. I'd be putting that, and I'd say, look at the Phillies, and then look at the Dodgers with all the glitz and glamour and all this, right? And then you got these guys who just go out and play.
yeah.
That's their opportunity. So I agree with
Scrap.
you 100%.
Scrap for everything.
Scrappy do. Yes, they do. I just made that up. Ron, it is time for it is time for split decisions. Great conversation, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Our split decision segments, basically, we ask each other two more likely questions, and we have to make a decision. If you are joining us live and want to ask a question as well, feel free to definitely do that. Ron, you are first. So your first split decision.
Yeah, so we just left the segment about baseball. So who will win the MLB Home Run Derby?
Oh, boy.
Jose Ramirez,
Yep.
Gunnar Anderson, Pete Alonso, or one of the other five guys?
I would go Alonso because he's going for 3. And I think it would tie Griffey. So he's got the experience. I like it. Ribeye on New York Strip. I mean, James really wants Chefs Unfolded to come. I would go ribeye all day, by the way. Ribeye. I'm more ribeye.
I'd go New York Strip.
Yeah, I know you would.
I don't like ribs. I know.
Do you like shoulders?
Not mine right now.
Poor Ron. I would go Alonso. I think he's got the best odds. I think Gunner's like the favorite, though, like the fan favorite, but I would go Pete Alonso. I just think he's got an opportunity.
It's an interesting one because you have a guy that, he's on the back end of his career in Pete Alonso. And then you have a guy that is current right now, Jose Ramirez. And then you have the up-and-comer Gunner.
Yeah. And did you see what they're giving
the
him?
other guys that some of them don't even matter.
Did you see what they win? This like chain thing. It's like and it says Home Run Derby champion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
terrible.
I mean, what are we doing? Like that's what they do. Give them
but
money.
They only have 8 guys.
Yeah.
So and they had to probably scrape.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They just announced it. I think
got
like
11 home runs, and he's not even like he'll be lucky if he hits the ball.
Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to do it.
So I think it might be the last one.
Okay. I like it. All right, Ron, my first split decision. Which New York team is more likely to end their playoff drought next season? The New York Jets, who currently haven't made the playoffs for 13 years, or the Buffalo Sabres, who haven't made the playoffs for the last 12 seasons?
Wait, next year?
Well, this upcoming season. So the next season that is being played, is it the Jets will finally get into the playoffs after 13 years?
I'm going to have
or
to
the Buffalo
the Jets
Sabres
by default because it's not going to be Buffalo Sabres.
You don't think the Sabres got enough, huh?
No.
They were close. Kenny thinks the Sabres.
No. Yeah, no. Look, even though you have teams like Tampa Bay, to me, taking a step back, Toronto's going to take a step back, they're still going to be better than Buffalo Sabres. And then you have Ottawa just got a goaltender, so they're going to be better. And Detroit signing a bunch of players, so they're going to be better. So you have too many teams ahead of them, and they are not making the playoffs. So it's got to be the Jets.
James said Jets as well. Winnipeg or New York? In reference to
No,
What?
that's Winnipeg Jets or the New York Jets.
Oh, but Winnipeg
New
was
York
in the
Jets.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I got you. Yeah, the New York Jets. I thought I said which New York team?
Yeah, which New York team? Yeah.
Yes. Jets got a crazy quarterback. Kenny doesn't think you don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. What your
He's been
second
to the
split decision?
playoffs
He's
if
been
he plays.
he
What if
won
he get hurt in the first series?
he's won a Super Bowl. Your second split decision, Ron.
All right, my second one is look, we got to talk more about this. Who will win the assists category in the WNBA this season?
Okay.
Will it be Alyssa Thomas from Connecticut, averaging 7.9, Caitlin Clark of Indiana, averaging 7.6, or Natasha Cloud from Phoenix, averaging 7.2?
Who was the third? I'm sorry. I was reading.
Natasha Cloud.
Of Natasha Clark. I'm going Caitlin Clark here. I think she's starting to figure it out. Like you're seeing her get 30 points a game now. Like you're seeing it happen. I could see her very easily going into a good
Trying to
streak.
take over the league.
Yeah. Yeah. Her and listen, Angel Reese, 15 straight double doubles. Like that's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
Kenny's going Cloud. Alyssa Thomas gets it. James is a Connecticut fan, so I think he's a little biased as well. I'm going Caitlin Clark on that one, Ron. I like it. That was a good question, though. Very good question. I like this.
Yeah, they were the only three that were above,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. I love this next one for you. Wait till you hear this one, Ron, because this one's going to be tough.
Who did more steroids?
Which player is more likely not to ever be? No. Is it more likely? You got to really pay attention to this one. Torrey Holt's receiving record in his first 5 seasons, 6,784 yards, will be beat by Justin Jefferson, who's at 5,899, so 5,899, or Michael Vick's rushing record by a quarterback, which is currently 6,109 yards. Lamar Jackson is at 5,258 yards. Which one is more likely to be broken this upcoming season?
So Torrey Holt in 5 seasons had how much?
6,784 yards.
All right.
Justin Jefferson's at 5,899. So you could go 5,900.
How many seasons? He's got 4?
4 seasons. So this would be his 5th. So he needs 900 yards to beat it. But Lamar Jackson needs about 900 yards to beat Michael Vick.
Yeah, so it's got to be Justin Jefferson because I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to get 1,000 yards this season.
Okay. All right.
So Justin Jefferson is going to be first.
So you think Justin Jefferson? Okay.
Yeah, he's going to get 1,000 yards.
You know the crazy part, Ron? He missed a ton of games last year.
Yeah, I know he did.
He would have already been past it, Justin Jefferson. So I agree with you. I think you're right when you look at it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's going to take at least 2 years for Jackson to do it. And Jefferson only needs 1 season. Even if he gets hurt for misses half the season, he'll do it in the first half of the next one.
Oh, yeah. Justin Jefferson does it. Okay. James agrees with you too. I think that was a good one.
Good one, though.
Right? I thought that was pretty interesting.
Because it actually brings to light what we're looking at,
Yeah.
Torrey Holt was a great receiver for 5 years.
Right. I didn't even think about it.
Receiver for 5 years.
And that's the record right now. 5 years in a row. Like 5 straight seasons. Lamar is injury prone, especially if he runs. Yeah. You could be right. Although he did slim down.
So there's no way he's doing
it. He slimmed down. He's a little faster now, maybe more agile. Be careful. Lamar Jackson could be.
No, he's not getting 1,000 yards.
1-2 punch. What? Come on, because Derrick Henry's going to take most of those carries. Ron, let's talk some NHL. Number 1 pick. You want to bring him up? You got him. I got him here. Hold on. We almost forgot the poor kid. Let's bring him up. This kid's doing some work right now. Macklin Celebrini has decided to sign with the San Jose Sharks and leave the Boston University before his sophomore season. Do you like this move for him? Do you think he's making the right decision?
I mean, I don't think it really matters much. He could have played the year and then joined the team, at the end of the season. But they feel he's ready. He feels he's ready. And I mean, he's the number one pick, so most likely he's probably going to be able to be successful. He's not going to put up the numbers that Connor Bedard did in his rookie year.
Yeah, Bedard,
But
22 goals, 39 assists.
yeah, he's going to be effective. I mean, if he can punch in, 10 to 15, that's a very successful rookie season. And I think he can do that.
Yeah, last season with Boston University, 32 goals. He had 64 points in 38 games.
Yeah.
So the kid's got some talent.
he's got
I like the move.
skill.
I like the move. I think to your point, get the experience, right? Start him off right from game one and let him kind of go through
the is going to be a sure thing. I mean, he might not be, the next one, but he's going to have a very productive career, and it'll start, relatively harmless, 10 to 15 goals, and then progress from there. I could see this kid being a 25 to 35 goal scorer.
Yeah, and James said, I feel like I need to brush up. So how does that work, Ron? So they could draft a player.
Yeah.
He could still stay in college?
This is why I like the NHL's rules. I do like this because you can draft a player. They can go play college for a couple of years and then sign with the team. So, and the Bruins have a guy that they've had that was playing for 2 years in college that they're saying is ready defensively. And he's going to push some of these players and possibly get some playing time on the Bruins.
So how does that work though with once they graduate? If they graduate, then they go to the team, or then you still?
So basically, when the season is over for college, they can join the team, and if they do that, then they can't go to college the next season.
Okay.
So once they do sign on, then they have to play, but you can actually draft a guy and let him go to college for a couple of years, and it's like a development. It's like having him in the minors without having him in the minors.
I like it. All right.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the NHL. They should do this for the NBA because that's when it really matters. I mean, you can get drafted and then go play another year for college, so you get playing time.
And you're still getting paid now, right? With the NIL.
I don't know if they get paid.
Well, I'm saying in the NBA.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Right. So you couldn't say the money thing, like you could still get paid in college.
Right. And you're going to probably get more because of having that professional contract.
Yeah.
And
I think
that can be marketed very well by the colleges. Oh, we have NBA player, blah, 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 coming to,
Yeah.
So I would like them to do that instead of changing anything else. If the NBA brought in what the NHL does, that would make it much better and more reliable for those players to develop.
And they picked up Tyler Toffoli, the Sharks. So again, a good player. Maybe helps this kid along. So I think they at least try to build a team. That's probably why they did it. Yeah, they built a team around him to at least say, hey, that would be nice for basketball. Because
that's the one rule that the NHL has that no other pro league has, and I don't understand why, because it's beautiful. Because it gives you a player that's developing without having to come here and sit on a bench for most of the time and not get the playing time they need to develop.
No,
I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it is. No, it makes a lot of sense. So, well, we wish this kid well. I mean, listen, it seems like the kid's, got some talent. He's got
a great hockey name.
Yeah, Celebrini, right?
I mean, that's a great hockey name.
It is. It is very good.
Macklin.
Great NHL discussion, Ron. But we are moving on to our pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
We wanted to have a little fun, right? Episode 28. We flip-flopped it. Oh, Shark Week. Look at that. Very good, Ron. We flipped them. We reverted the number 82. So famous number 8. Oh, before we do that, very good call, Ron. Our NHL poll is up right now to induct the next player into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. those players for the NHL are, Ron, take it away.
George Vezina, Patrick Waugh, Roberto Luongo, Ed Belfour, and Henrik Lundqvist.
We already have 83 votes in. This poll has been up for 1 week. Patrick Roy right now is dominating the polls, 70% right now. So if you like any of those other players and you're interested, join the Sports Unfolded sports page on Facebook and vote. Let us know.
Let me tell you, Eric, these guys are 5 of the top 6
goaltenders,
wins
right?
leader.
Yeah,
wins leaders.
Yeah, they're great goaltenders. Great goaltenders. So check the Sports Unfolded sports poll page on Facebook. Get those names out there. These are current inductees on the right and on the left. Those are players that have not quite made it yet. They will be eligible next season to join the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame as well.
The Mount Rushmore is already in for Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux, and Wayne Gretzky. Now, who's going to join them?
Who's going to join them? It's guarantee one thing. It's going to be a goaltender, Ron.
That's right.
That's it, right, man. Our first goaltender that be in the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. So make sure you vote. Sports Unfolded sports page on Facebook. The voting will go on for the entire month of July, and we will announce the winner the first week of August. So check that out. Ron, pick and roll. Famous number 82s in the NFL. So we got a lot of great players here. We're going to rank them from 5 to 1, and those players are Ozzie Newsome, Raymond Berry, Alan Page, John Stallworth, and Shannon Sharp. We are ranking them from 5 to 1. You are first this week. Best 82 in the NFL.
Yeah, this is a little weird one. Because number 5, I actually have Shannon Sharp because he only played 1 year as a number 82. So I put him at number 5.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
He would have been number 2 if I took that factor out. But I put him at number 5. He's got 204 games, 815 receptions, 10,060 yards. He averaged 12.3 per game per reception.
Yes, 82
62 TDs. He's a Hall of Famer, 8-time Pro Bowl, 4-time All-Pro, 3 Super Bowls. Like I said, if you take out how many years that he only played 1 year, if you took that factor out, he would be number 2. But he's
James,
number 5.
Who's your boy, James? You said, where is my boy? Which the 82 did we miss? They had to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So no, that guy is not a Hall of Famer.
Shannon Sharp at number 5 for you.
Number 5. Number 4, I have Alan Page, who only wore the jersey 3 years, not when he was a Minnesota Viking, when it really counted. So he would have been my number 1, but he's my number 4. He had, first of all, the only defensive player. He was a defensive tackle. 3 touchdowns as a big boy. 148.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 23 fumble recoveries. He's a Hall of Famer, of course. 9-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. So he had the most in both of those categories. He's a NFL champion 1 time. He was an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. He would have been number 1, but he only played 3 years as number 82, so he was number 4.
Okay.
All right. The rest of the guys played their time.
Career, 82. Okay.
So number 3, I have Ozzie Newsome. And when I looked at the list, I was like, oh, God, he might be number 1. 662 receptions, 7,900 plus yards, 12.1 per reception, 47 touchdowns, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro. That's where he was. He would have been number 5 if it wasn't for the other 2 guys not having an 82. Really. Number 2 is John Stallworth. right? Like you think, okay, 4 Super Bowls, Ron's got to put him at number 1. But the problem was the other guys, for the most part, won championships except for Ozzie Newsome. Where was I?
4
John Stallworth.
championships,
Okay.
537.
8,700 yards, 16.2 per reception, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, very good.
I mean, 63 touchdowns. I was surprised to see he only had 3 Pro Bowls and 1 All-Pro.
Mhm.
And that actually ended up hurting him because of the fact that that's all he had, really. I mean, he had the hardware.
Yeah.
But
I see.
But number 1, I went Raymond Berry. And
Yeah.
I when I looked at the list, I thought for sure he would be last on my list. But then you look at the numbers, 631 receptions, more than Stallworth. 9,275 yards, more than Stallworth. He played 11 less games than Stallworth, which is amazing. He averaged 14.7 yards per reception, 68 touchdowns, more than Stallworth, 6 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pro, 2 NFL championships. He was my number 1.
Okay. So what did we do today? 28 reverted 82.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Our list is about the same way because I went Ozzie Newsome at 5, which you said you would have done if, right?
Yep.
John Stallworth at 4.
Yep.
Raymond Berry at 3.
Yep.
Which, again, I agree with you. His numbers were really good. I went Alan Page at 2 and then Shannon Sharp at 1.
Yeah.
So, again, if I took your factor,
that.
but it's basically we just kind of reverted based on
it was the same list. You just had Sharp ahead of Page, which was splitting hairs with me too, because it was
I like the
10,000
yards.
4.
Yeah, 10,000 yards was pretty impressive.
10,000
for a
yards
tight end.
was the thing.
And then and I loved Raymond Berry though. He really stood out to me. To your point, like I could have seen it. I like Shannon Sharp at 1. Listen, but I see where Ron went too. Like 1 season at 82, I could see it. Like it's kind of a false, but I see it. I see it. Good list though. Good bunch of receivers, and then Alan Page.
When I was looking for the picture for Raymond, not for Raymond Berry, for Alan Page, and I think it was 88.
Yeah,
is where he was in Minnesota.
148 and a half sacks though. You think about it, right? Like his name isn't mentioned as one of the greats. 148 sacks.
I know those numbers are great, especially the time period.
Yeah,
a defensive tackle.
Once Witten, is in the Hall of Fame, we will do it again, James, for you. Okay, just for you. Jason
Witten was awesome. I love Jason Witten.
Jason Witten was a very, very good player. Not a very good analyst, but anyway, let's talk predictions, Ron.
I think that might be a Christmas
card going. It should be because he stunk. Ron, if you want to bring up the prediction chart.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix this thing first.
Uh-oh.
See, I had to put this up. See?
There we go. 29. Hey, I'm almost at 30.
You're almost there.
Almost at 30.
This is tame for me, too.
Right? I know.
I usually get like 4 or 5 a show. I'm only averaging like 2.
He had to go back to playing football. Very good call, James. Yeah, he went back to playing. All right. So what's prediction next? Chart. We are on predictions.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
You don't want to bring them up?
Yeah, I don't really want to. Not good.
So last week, 4-3, 2-5 for you, Ron. James 3-4, Kenny 3-3. So not our best week, but again, over 500. This guy again. So we are more than halfway through the season. So that's kind of crazy to think about. If you are joining us live and like to get your name on our prediction chart, just tell us who you're picking during each one of our games, and we will make sure we add you to the chart. We are starting off with Major League Baseball, Ron, and you are obviously first. So you're going to let us know. 7-12. You got a series between the Texas Rangers, and they're at the Houston Astros. This is a battle for second, third place right now.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed you didn't do the Royals Red Sox.
Ooh. Next time. Red Sox are moving up. Third place.
Know.
They're looking good. Two games
they're
out.
they're catching your boys.
Yep, two games out.
I actually watched a game.
James going Rangers. Wow.
I'm going Houston.
I went Houston as well.
Kenny went Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers.
I'm the only one that went.
No, I went Houston as well.
Oh, okay.
I went Houston as well. I agree with you. Listen, Houston's hot. They came from last. They're in second place. Second place.
3 last 10. Second hottest team in the league.
Yeah,
behind
they are.
Boston.
They're on fire right now. Ron, big game on 7/16. I know you are going to be in front of the tube. You cannot wait for the National League versus the American League, the Major League Baseball All-Star game. I went American League here. They've won like 10 out of the last 11 or something.
Yeah, but didn't they lose last one?
They lost the last one, so I figured they want to get back on their winning ways. I went American League.
I'm going to go National League because I think they have better pitchers.
Okay. That kid, what, Skrine? Is that his name? Skrine from Pittsburgh?
Whatever his name is.
That kid is unreal right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, with Nola and the cast,
yeah, maybe.
I think they have better pitching. So I'm going to go with the National League.
National League. American League for James. Kenny went America
League.
I love Kenny. We gotta love Kenny. How do you not like the big dog?
Kenny's going to be on my show tomorrow.
Oh, going on daily.
Going on daily at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Nice. All right, we got some WNBA action on the 12th tonight. Actually, Minnesota Lynx at the Seattle Storm. Ron.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle. This team is just playing very well, even though they took a tough loss the other day. But I think they're playing very well, and I like Seattle at home.
Yeah. Very good at home. I'm still hoping they play Wiggle all. Okay. Wiffle ball. Okay. That makes more sense. Wiffle ball. I went Storm as well, Ron. I went Storm as well. I like their home record. They're very good at home. Very, very good at home. So I liked what I saw there. James, you got a pick there for the Minnesota Lynx at the Seattle Storm. Seattle, it's a clean sweep on that one. We all went.
You guys
Seattle.
are disappointing me with no.
Yeah, no emojis tonight. 7/16, Ron. You got the Connecticut Sun at the New York Liberty. This seems like to be a weekly thing with these.
I know.
teams.
I feel like they've played each other like 50 times already.
Like the Liberty are super hot. They are playing such good basketball. Brianna Stewart is like on fire right now. I can't go against them at home. I went New York Liberty.
Yeah, I went Liberty too. And I think this might be the first time I think I've picked all home.
Oh, so we already know. I think we're going to be the same then, because guess what I did? Other than the National League. So we'll have one different. Lib, New York for James. Kenny's going Sun. I already know. He can't not go for Connecticut. It's like a thing for him. Big dog, what do you got? Ooh.
Oh, you went Liberty.
Clean sweep again. WNBA. Look at us. Got some MLS action going on at 7/13. So tomorrow, Columbus Crew at LA Football Club, LAFC.
Oh, wait, Columbus Crew? I thought you put Colorado.
Nope, that's the other game. There's two LA teams, buddy. Colorado Rapids at the LA Galaxy.
Did we do both of them?
Yes, we're doing both LA games.
Oh, that's why. All right. So Columbus. Is it Columbus at LA Football Club?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going Galaxy in this one.
No, you're going Football Club.
Wait a minute. Who are we doing?
Columbus Crew at LA Football Club. So LAFC.
Oh.
The next
I'm going to go with the Football Club.
All right. So you're going LA. James went LA. Kenny. The big dog. What do you got? He's going Crew. Kenny, lives on the edge sometimes. I love him. We also have, Ron, on the 17th, Colorado Rapids at LA Galaxy.
So it could be COL at LA, COL at LA.
Yes. Right? Isn't that?
So I'm going to take the LA Galaxy because I think the world of them.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think they have the most stars, the Galaxy. So
They do.
right,
They
so
do.
here we go. I like
They're playing at a completely other world.
the LA Glizzies. Okay, James. That whole controversy with what's his name there from the Nathan hot dog eating contest, Joey
Oh,
Chestnut. Right? Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah.
He's
bad it's not a
sponsored by
sport.
another hot dog. All right.
Wait, what? What?
He got sponsored by another hot dog, so they wouldn't let him do the contest. So he couldn't participate in the Nathans because there was another. He's got like another sponsor from a different hot dog company now.
Oh my God! Who's
So
the other
stupid.
hot?
I don't
Who's
know.
the other hot dog?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it
But
Fenway
anyway.
Franks?
And now they say sponsored by vegan hot dog. No, really? No way. They banned him. Yeah, see? Yeah, they banned. He cannot.
He's sponsored by a vegan hot dog. Oh, that's just sacrilege. They should have
cannot-
banned him. Tough.
The guy that won, the guy that won was a joke. He would have blew the guy away.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. It's not even a real hot dog.
It's vegan. People like
Yes,
vegan.
it's not a hot dog if it's vegan.
I'm giving you a Christmas card loss. A lot of vegans out there. 7-14, Ron, the Great American Getaway 400 in the Poconos.
Oh shoot!
We need a top 5 driver.
You need to go first for a minute.
Yeah, I think it's Impossible brand. Oh, the Impossible. Yeah, they got a lot of those now.
NASCAR.
Yeah, because they got that hamburger
Great
thing too.
American.
Impossible. I went top 5 driver. We have not done so well on NASCAR the last few weeks. I think I got a winner here. Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman is my driver for the Great American Getaway 400.
Bowman? Are you
Alex
kidding?
Bowman. Yep.
What has he even won?
He's won something. I don't
Has
know.
he ever won anything?
No, it doesn't. He doesn't have to win. He's going to win now. That's all that matters.
I'm going to go Kyle Larson. I don't have time to be trying to find out who's good at that one, but
Kyle Larson.
I'm going to go Kyle Larson.
All right.
That was my pick, and I'm sticking to it.
Chase Elliott again. The back-to-back weeks for Chase Elliott. All right. I think Kenny's not. He's done with the NASCAR. All right, my friend. We are on to our final thoughts. But before we get into our final thoughts, Ron, can you let all the wonderful people out there know how they can become sponsors of Sports Unfolded?
I could do that.
And let them know how they'll get their name on our final thoughts banner and have their name on with hundreds of eyes on them daily.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, Eric. All you have to do is send us an email to that right there, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information, but like I say every week, it's easier than going to your local coffee shop. But because it's been so hot, your local frozen lemonade shop
Ooh.
and getting a nice large frozen watermelon lemonade.
Oof. Oof.
It costs less than that, believe it or not. You
insane.
probably could do like 10 months and be less than that.
Right there,
Than
your
getting
name.
the flavored
Right there.
colored
Let's
ice.
get your business on our banner. Hundreds of eyes daily. We've been running that ticker the entire show. So all the different ways you can follow us, share our show, continue to support us in so many different ways. You can buy me a coffee. You can donate stars and bits. You can also look us up on Patreon. You can get some stickers, some mouse pads, coffee cups. Everything's out there and ready for you to go.
And we got shirts coming.
So check out Patreon. You can become a Sports Unfolded junkie or what is it? Groupie. Let's make groupies. We need some Sports Unfolded groupies. I think we got a couple right here on our chat tonight with James and Kenny as well. But join Patreon, check it out at RI Broadcasting. You can get all your Sports Unfolded merchandise. So we've got merch now. We're all excited about that as well. And again, donate stars bits. You can buy me a coffee. You can definitely make sure that you follow us on all our social media platforms. Again, if you're listening to us on WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia, right? Check us out Friday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can definitely make sure that you are part of our show as well. We'd love to get that audience down there in Georgia.
Eric, I got pins coming. I got bumper stickers coming. I got a lot of stuff.
Sports Unfolded going to be everywhere. We are growing every single day. Continue to get follows every single week. So continue to check us out. Again, vote for our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame as well. We appreciate if you do that. Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook, and help us nominate our next inductee into our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Ron, it is time for final thoughts. Our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything going on in the world today. I'm sure that you have a phenomenal final thought. So the floor is yours.
All right. So I technically have two.
Wow, there's a first. Wow.
The first one is, rest in peace, Benji Gregory. Do you know who Benji Gregory is, Eric?
No.
He is Brian Tanner, the little kid on Alf.
Come on.
He died.
Wow.
He was 46 years old, and it's really tragic how he did die. He was sitting in his car after going to the bank, and they found him dead from, I guess, heat exhaustion, because he didn't start his car yet and he fell asleep. He's had a lot of problems sleeping, and he's been suffering from some depression and a couple other things. And he must have fell asleep in his car and he died.
Wow.
So, big.
I was just talking about Alf the other day. Yeah.
4 years that show was on, and I watched every episode. I loved it.
One of my favorite shows. It really was.
So he passed away at the age of 46. But my real final thought was for baseball. First of all, you actually got me to watch a game. Just saying. Finally watched a game because there's nothing else on. So you got me for a game. And it was a good game. So you might get me to watch another one. But your home run derby, and we touched on it earlier, you only have 8 players. That's just dreadful. So you're going to pull fans from all over the place to go watch 8 players do a home run derby. Why don't you just pull some fans out of the crowd and let them get a shot, right? Because there's only 3 guys that matter. And that we discussed that, Alonso, Ramirez, and Gunnar, right? The rest of the guys are just not good enough. It's just embarrassing. And nobody cares about those guys, and this to me signals the end of the competition for a bit. I mean, this is what you're doing the night before the game, or the 2 nights before the game, whatever it is. I don't even know. So if I don't care, there's a lot of other people that don't care. And I just think it's the end for a while. And I got
thought about this, Ron. Simultaneously,
I look
every
like
stadium,
like a zebra now.
Yeah, you got like a little mystery movie thing going on right now. Like, you're a detective in your office, and the big case has just come to you. So, Ron, what if simultaneously one player from every team in their home stadium, and they're all trying to hit the home runs at the same time?
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
and then you cut them in half, and then you kind of that's a tournament. I don't know. Something to think about, Major League Baseball. But great point. My final thought, Ron, is actually U.S. Soccer. They fired Greg Berhalter after his recent elimination from the Copa America. he was 44, 13, and 17 in his 74 matches as a head coach. Believe it or not, third winningest coach in U.S. soccer history. And we think about how far the sport has fallen in our country. I just hope the U.S. soccer team that what the powers to be get the right kind of coach in there, bring some excitement back to this sport. It is a worldwide sport. I've been watching Copa America. My wife had some interest as well when Ecuador was in.
I mean, they should have been,
but it was just, and again, I think that we need some kind of spark, some kind of life to be brought into this thing. Hopefully they get a coach that can do that. Because again, I think it's too crucial, especially when you have the World Cup coming to America and we're already, Eddie Murphy. But I will say this, you get an automatic bid because you're the host country. I think you'd rather have a host country actually be involved in possible finals or close to semifinals to really bring excitement. So get the right coach. You got a couple years here now to figure this out and build this thing back up. I don't think it'll happen.
Letting the women play instead.
They'll be playing as well, but
come on.
I will say this, Ron. It has been a fun show. We had a great time tonight. I want to thank James.
Hey, did you see the Beverly Hills Cop movie?
Axel F. liked it. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Too. It wasn't great, but it was definitely better than 3.
And I will say this. You realize how long it's been when you really start to see them. Like Taggart really looked.
He looked terrible.
Yeah, right. And it's just it's.
And I didn't know that was Billy at first.
Right? Yeah, he got it. Yeah, it's a little weird.
He looks a little weird.
But it was good. It was good. It was good.
He was good in it, though.
Yeah. So I do want to thank everybody that joined us live. I do want to thank everybody that's continued to support Sports Unfolded. Check out Patreon, get some merch for Sports Unfolded as well. Like, share, follow our show. If you are watching us at a later time, make sure you share it. Tell your friends how great you are and join us Friday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We appreciate all the support. We will continue to do this. Like, share, and follow. Again, all of our social media outlets as well. Ron, we get to do it all over again next Friday. Can't wait. Everybody out there, all we ever ask for every single show is peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.